Good morning and thank you for tuning in to the latest Hurricane Tracker app video update on Hurricane Harvey, recorded Friday, August 25th around 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Well, I hope everyone is having a great Friday and hope that those of you in the path of Harvey are making final preparations or evacuating the area. But we wanted to give you the latest on Hurricane Harvey. Here is the radar out of Brownsville, Texas. You can see the rain bands are beginning to move into the coast here, spiraling around the western side of the storm and rotating down into deep South Texas as well. We also have tropical storm force winds that are also moving into the coastline as well. A couple of hours ago, Harvey had what's called a double eye wall, where you have an outer eye wall and the inner eye wall, and the system has been going through what's called an eye wall replacement cycle. And basically what that means is the two eye walls basically merge into one. And if you look at the radar loop, you can see that's happening now. When the loop starts, you can kind of see two eye walls. And now towards the last few frames, you can see they're consolidating into one. So basically what that means is the wind field is expanding. And we would not be surprised to see Harvey strengthen into a Category 3 storm this afternoon before it makes landfall during the early morning hours on Saturday. There is still even an outside chance it could reach Category 4 status. And let me move over to the Corpus Christi radar here and put this into motion for you. And the system is moving towards the northwest, so it should generally head on the forecast track of the National Hurricane Center. And again, throughout the day, conditions are going to continue to deteriorate along the coast from the upper Texas coast and the Houston area all the way down into deep South Texas as heavier rain bands move in and the wind will get increasingly stronger through the day today and the overnight hours tonight. Let's look at the latest on Harvey from the Hurricane Tracker app. I will pull up the latest advisory as of 10 a.m. Central Time, about 15 minutes ago. The center is located about 120 miles southeast of Port O'Connor, Texas. Oh, sorry about that. Go back here. The winds are at 110 miles per hour. That makes Harvey a strong Category 2 hurricane on the Saffir-Simpson scale. The hurricane watch south of Port Mansfield, Texas to the Rio Grande River has been discontinued. All other watches and warnings remain in effect. Most importantly, a hurricane warning is in effect from Port Mansfield, Texas to Sargent, Texas. As far as the hazards, rainfall amounts of 15 to 25 inches are expected, with isolated amounts up to 35 inches along the middle and upper Texas coast. Unfortunately, rainfall of this magnitude will lead to catastrophic and life-threatening flooding. Along with the freshwater flooding inland, will also have storm surge, can be as high as 6 to 12 feet. Especially on the east side of where that center makes landfall. And of course, wind, tropical storm force winds today and then hurricane force winds moving in through the day on Saturday. Again, all preparations should be rushed to completion, and definitely pay attention to advice from your local emergency management officials. Here's the latest satellite loop for Hurricane Harvey. You can see it's a classic looking hurricane. It's been becoming better organized over the last 12 hours, and it is generally staying on the National Hurricane Center's forecast track, so we don't expect it to veer off to the north towards Houston or make a hard left turn towards Brownsville or anything. The latest forecast track from the National Hurricane Center shows that the center will be moving in early Saturday morning as a major hurricane and basically kind of meander around there along the coastal bend of Texas all the way through at least Sunday night, Monday, and then by Tuesday it should start moving off towards the northeast, generally towards the Houston area, but it could get back out over the open waters of the Gulf and re-strengthen to a strong tropical storm or even a hurricane, and then move up basically through Galveston and Galveston Bay as a tropical storm where tropical storm warnings are in effect. I do want to note that this shaded area, the dots here in the shaded area is the 5-day cone. That does extend well into Louisiana. You can't completely let your guard down yet if you're in Louisiana, as some models are showing this system going a little further east towards Lake Charles or even Lafayette, Louisiana, early next week. And it's going to take another day or two for the models to resolve exactly what's going to happen with Harvey here in the long term. Here's the current wind field. So you can see the yellow area is the tropical storm force winds beginning to move inland across the coastal bend of Texas. And you can see the hurricane force winds are still located well offshore, but I do want to note the wind field is expanding as the storm is growing in size. And you can see the heaviest winds tonight and through the day tomorrow are going to be basically from Corpus Christi northeastward towards Matagorda Bay. And again, this is going to be a long duration event. It's not like the storm's going to move in and then move out. It's going to move in and sit around, meander, kind of stall out over the area. And again, it could stay in that same region for 2 to 3 days, unfortunately. Computer models are becoming into better agreement that the system will move inland and then after 2 to 3 days turn to the east, possibly back out over the Gulf, and then unfortunately northeast into southeast Texas. This is probably the worst scenario as far as track because there's a possibility it could regain strength and then bring even more problems to the Houston area. Computer model guidance as far as intensity is still forecasting this to become a Category 3, which again would make this the first landfall in Category 3 or major hurricane system to impact the United States since Hurricane Wilma back in 2005. I want to pull up, before we go, the rainfall map issued by the WPC. This is going to be one of the biggest stories with Harvey. This purple area is 20 inches or more of rain. You can see just how much of a swath that covers. And then the pink area is 15 to 20 inches of rain. And then the red area is up to 10 inches of rain. So unfortunately, this is going to lead to massive, catastrophic, potentially life-threatening floods. We cannot say that enough. If you're in the path of the storm and you still have a chance to get to higher ground or leave the area, please do so, as this will likely be the worst storm. And I hate to say this, but all indications are this will probably be the worst storm to impact the United States since Katrina way back in 2005. Of course, as always, we will be here with the latest, all the data. If you click on current storms and then click on Harvey, all the information within these views, these maps, satellites, models are updated in real time. And then usually twice a day we'll do an audio update and try to do a couple of video updates each day as well while the storm is impacting portions of Texas here, especially over the next several days. Thank you so much for watching. We hope you have a great day. Again, if you're in the path of Harvey, everybody please stay as safe as you can. Have a good day.